Nah, humor is the best way to cope. That's how I roll.
I was for sure milking it today because what else am I gonna do with this information, you know? But oh God, we're live. I hear my voice. Ah,
Welcome everybody to Spellbound Survivor Dungeon Crawler Tribal Council. First question goes to Bryant. Finally got a win on the board. How does that type of security feel this deep into the game?
It feels, I'm not gonna lie, it feels pretty nice. I've like never won an individual immunity in anything I've played. So it's like nice to be able to pull one out with a friend too. My friend was very excited. Hopefully she'll play eventually. But it's still nerve-wracking because we're so low. Like you have to make the right choice here, in order to like advance your game and hopefully get to the end. And so it's not like I can just breathe and not have any anxiety whatsoever.
And on the flip side of the coin, as far as performance is concerned, Jeremy, have been people been talking about the Aegis? Do you think that will play a factor in people's votes tonight?
I hope so. I mean, I think I'm the one who spent the least money. I think I'm set at this point, right? Nobody can vote me out. Um, there's people in here who have no fucking idea what's going on right now, Jake.
Shout out to Power Crab. You should apply and play if you haven't played it or applied to it. Lily, I know you're muted right now. Could I ask you a question? Sure. All right, just simple. You could type it however long you want. What's the vibe like at camp? What's the vibe like with everybody here? And while you answer that, Ryu, if you get voted out, are you blaming your loved one Nick, or was there more you could have done to save yourself?
No, I'm 100% blaming Nick. The guy is a scoundrel and a fiend, and he threw that. I know he did. No, of course. I mean, if I get voted out, it is what it is. But I'd like to stick around.
And my next question goes to Mikey. If you get voted off, are you blaming your loved one Nick, or was there more you could have done to save?
Well, I suppose maybe we'll find out in a little bit, because seems like I am in trouble tonight. So I suppose
And
we'll find out.
I suppose we will find out. Next question goes over to Caleb. The past couple tribals, people have been talking about, oh, it's been pretty quiet, not entirely sure what's going on. Is it quiet because nobody is saying anything, like actually, or are people just not saying anything to you specifically?
I think that people are very selective with the information that they give. When you need to know, you are told. And that is bad when it's against you. It hurts. Um, I think that when people go home, it actually opens doors and maybe more avenues for you to talk to different people. So it's about like who, again, I mean, on the flip side, who do you keep in and who can you like divulge with?
And Lily's answer to the question aforementioned was sketchy, which we'll see how many people get sketched out by what going on, stuff what happens tonight. But Brian, next question goes over to you. At this stage of the game, are people already like they already know what they're doing? They know who they're taking the final three. They know who gets sixth, fifth, and fourth. Like, are people that set on what they're going to be doing?
I mean, I think people have like an idea of what they want. I don't think anyone here is like set in stone with what they will do because that's not, I personally I don't think that's good gameplay. Like you have to be flexible and like work with people even if you feel like you can't. Sometimes you have to.
And Jeremy, back to you. How are power bucks impacting this?
They're aware I didn't do anything all day except for do power grab stuff. Didn't talk to any of you, so this makes sense. I don't know how power bucks are affecting this by me not being here. That said, I also think I'm drawing dead, so the motivation's not really there either, to be honest. So if I go, I go. If I stay, I stay. Drag me to the end if you want. That's pretty much the only utility I have at this point. So
And Lily, I'll ask you another question if that's okay with you. She didn't say no. Well, yeah, yeah. All right, but so there might be some people who already like prepared like a general idea of who they want to see in their final three. And if you're in that person's dream final three, great, amazing. You don't really need to do all that much more. They're already resolute to the fact that they want you at the end against them for them to beat. But in the event that you are not in that person's ideal plan, is there enough time with this few people to shift the game and get someone to take you to the end instead? And then you could type that up. There better be. There better be. All right. And Ryu, my next question goes to you. Like Bryant said, like every move you make has consequences. Like here, like for someone here, we don't know who, but someone here, whoever they vote off here could easily be a game-winning or game-losing decision. How do you weigh and figure out the merits to each move? Like, is this a game-winning move? Or is this a game-losing move?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's so tough because whatever everyone thinks, that's one of five, I guess six, but soon to be five perceptions of the game. And I also think it's really hard to predict the jury. So I just think there's so many variables to know. I think hindsight is 2020, and after the game, I'm sure I'll look back and be like, oh, you Nimrod, at probably a couple things in general. But all in all, like, yeah, it's usually it's tough. It's kind of how just the cookie crumbles, and then you better just hope the crumbs are yummy enough off the floor,
Mikey, Ryu brought up the jury, in which, the past couple rounds they've been so rudely leaving the Zoom without really saying much of a word, and without before I say thank you so much for playing Spellbound. Um, are we in for an angry jury? Like, are those reactions to getting voted off indication enough of the kind of jury the three of you guys are in for, or is it more, or is it
I
not the
mean,
case?
I think, every jury is different. We also don't know how they're communicating with each other in the jury right now. And I think, especially like as people go into the jury, it really can change things. It can change how things are viewed. It can change how people are seen. And so, like, I think not only who is on the jury is important, but who you're putting on the jury is important.
And, for you to be able to be in the position to send someone to the jury that you want, you have to trust people. This game that we predicate on lying and deception. It's funnily enough that this was a loved ones challenge. Like you all picked close friends, significant others, maybe allies in past games, but people that you more or less trust. Or maybe even 100% trust. Caleb, can you 100% trust someone in a game like this?
No, I don't think so. Not 100%. 95 maybe, but not 100%. There's always that like slight chance. How many times have we all felt comfortable in this game and then something else happens? So I'm gonna go with like no, soft no.
Soft no, indeed. Well, that concludes formal tribal questionnaire. As Tawny has mentioned earlier, exposing my process this season specifically, I usually don't ask right questions, but this season I felt very dedicated to making sure it's actually like professional. But before we get into the tallying up all the votes, raise your hand if this is applicable to you. Raise your hand if you think you're good. You know what's going on. You got have an idea of what's going on. Okay, fine. We have more than just one hand for a change. Nice. Good job, you guys. Raise your hand if you think you're going to be catching some votes. Something is not right. Lily, oh, so Lily. So from what I'm gathering, Bryant, Jeremy, and Ryu know what's going on, but Lily, Mikey, and Caleb don't, and they think they're catching votes tonight. I mean, it's possible. I don't know if it's wrong.
Or I'm answering the opposite of what I think.
Okay, got it. All right, then last question. Raise your hand if you think you're going home. This has been it. This has been my time here in Spellbound Survivor Dungeon Crawler. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Everyone, please head to your projects, cast your votes, change your votes, bump up your votes if you're already pre-voted. Again, this is being live streamed, so shoutouts are not just allowed, but encouraged. Shout out your loved ones. You guys did great. It was a fun time with all of us on Prod to be able to watch your challenges. So I'll be back.
I'd
Shout out
like to
to
I'd like to shout out my grandma. She passed away the other day, and I had a really good talk with her, but beforehand. So, you know, this weekend it was really, really tough. We have a wake this weekend, so I might be MIA for a bit. But shout out grandma. She's technically my step grandma, so my stepmom's mom, but she treated me like a grandson, so shout out grandma.
Shout out Princess Di. You did good.
Shout out the new mayor of New York City, Zoran Mamdani.
Shout out Megan.
Shout out Al, my loved one.
Everybody, is shop class an easy subject or a hard subject?
Hard.
I would consider shop class fairly easy.
Same.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys are like
it's an
small.
automatic A. That's the part that makes it easy.
I think it depends on the person.
Jared,
not-
shut up.
I feel like it's basically like art class where you just have to try, like
You just show up.
Yeah.
You show up and
Yes,
you
and I should have
participate.
put art instead of shop down for the challenge because I think that would have gone better. But
We still love Megan though.
Yeah, we
I
stand.
mean,
up.
I had some awful clues and awful guesses. I still
It
was
also
definitely
like
anchored.
I feel like shop class I would have been like bad at 'cause I'm terrible at that stuff, like compared to something else. But I do think it's easier to fake being good at shop work or just putting in effort, which I guess is what makes it easier in my eyes.
just don't cut off your finger and you get a B.
Yes. Still get a C as long as you have a hand by the end.
You guys must have had nice teachers.
The shop class teacher in my high school was so fine. Literally every girl and
help?
little gay boy had a crush on the fucking shop class teacher.
Did you learn more?
Unfortunately, I did not because I was not a shop class girl. I was an art class girl with my art teacher Diva. Love that queen. I still own a painting by her.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
I won it in my like senior raffle.
That's awesome.
Art is fun. Shop class. Who brought that up?
Jeremy.
That was one of our questions on the challenge. She went hard with it. I'm like, that's not. Haven't you seen an '80s movie? It's literally a thing.
My
Have you
favorite
seen The
clue.
Breakfast Club?
I did go over that with Jacob.
My
Do-
favorite clue that I gave, and that my partner got exactly spot on was that it was short-lived to long-lived, and it was like just a little away from short-lived, and I put Celebrity Big Brother US
No.
and got it spot on.
That's great.
Speaking of great, I have the votes. But before I read those votes and tally them up, if anybody has an idol or an advantage that they would like to play, now
Come
is
on,
the
Ryu.
time to do so.
Come on, Rio, do the thing.
Well, the window's been closed, but
I
Lily
think
said-
Lily said so. Wait, I think Lily.
I know
Okay.
she said something I missed. That was part of the process. But before the window closed, finally, I actually have something to show up. Lily has played an individual immunity idol on herself. Any votes cast against Lily will not count. But once the votes, the decision's final, the person just has a few
Wait,
moments together.
do I not have time to do anything?
I did the window read.
But Lily called it inside the window, so it resets. And I have thought about it, Jacob.
I swear if you
I will be using the hidden immunity idol.
Oh, okay. All right, then let me.
Caleb, do you think you're catching votes tonight?
I have no clue. I am gonna go with no, but who knows?
Okay.
It's your
I'm
gut. Use it on
uh,
whoever you
I'm
want.
going to use the idol on myself.
All right, then. I guess I'll go another idol real quick. Was I expecting a double whammy tonight? This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast against Ryu will not count. I will reset the timer.
$20 won't work, will it, Jacob?
Unfortunately, no. All right, the window is officially closed. Once I read the votes decision file, the person just has a few moments to gather his, her, or their belongings and get the hell off my island. First vote. Lily. Does not count. Mikey. That's one vote, Mikey. Jeremy. That's one vote, Mikey. One vote, Jeremy. Mikey. That's two votes, Mikey. One vote, Jeremy. 13th person vote off a Spellbound Survivor, Dungeon Crawler, and the sixth member of our jury, Mikey. Mikey, that's three, and tonight that is enough. If you have any final words, by all means, the floor is yours.
I don't know. I just think this was really silly. I think I was one of, if not the weakest people here. Again, I said it on multiple tribals. Nobody here saw me as a true ally. So I don't feel blindsided by this at all. I don't feel like, I just don't think this was a very strong move from any of you. And so good luck.
Mikey, thank you so much for playing Spellbound Survivor. Coming back, the layoff has been a very long period of time. I remember hosting you vividly from my college dorm, and you were one of the first people that we needed to see come back and needed a second chance, needed redemption. And I hope you found it because you made it to another end game with Spellbound Survivor, and not cannot be said for everybody who returned. So, but unfortunately, Mikey, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to leave. Final five. 1 in 5 chance. Odds can't be better unless you're in the final four or you're in the final three. Then I guess it can hypothetically get better. For this next challenge, this will be live. All you will require is a pen and paper. If you guys are crazy and want to do it tonight, technically you can, but obviously we'll talk about it off the live stream. But best of luck to